Yes, this is Webby back inside the studio. This is my first tutorial on EQ, and I feel like I'm gonna have to do maybe 2 more parts to this one just because it's EQ. The reason why we use EQ is to place emphasis and to separate instruments, give them each of them their own frequency range. Now, for this tutorial, I'm just going to focus on the kick and the bass line for this one. And when I'm normally mixing, I normally balance off everything. You know, that's what you call a little bit of the mixing part, where you just move the faders up and down to get everything level. You know, just balance off everything. And then after that, I add EQ, then compressor, then limiter, then I play with the fader some more, and then add on other stuff like reverbs and other things like that. But right now we're just focusing on EQ. Right now, kick, bass line. Alright, I'm just going to hear this sound first before I add the EQ. Alright. Alright, now I hope you were focusing on the kick and the bass line there and how it relates to everything else. Now, I noticed the kick sounded really weak, and I also noticed that at some parts where the bass line and the kick were playing, it kind of cancel out each other because the kick is playing at the same frequency as the bass line. So when you compare the two of them, right now most of my plugins I use are waves plugins. You can go on the internet and get the diamond bundle. I love waves plugins, so I just added a Paz analyzer to see what frequency range is playing. And you can follow along this tutorial by using the Fruity Parametric EQ 2. It shows you a nice spectral view of what's playing, so you can know what you want to emphasize on and what you need to carry down, what you need to cut out, you know, because you're gonna have some frequencies that you don't really need. So that it's great to have that spectral view. Alright, now I'm gonna go back to this, alright, because I'm not gonna use this equalizer. Alright, now these shapes up here, you can move them up to get different effects. You see right here, I just cut out everything. Right now this EQ is on my master channel, and yes, you can use EQ on your master channel, but just take time. You're not gonna, you don't want to use a lot on the master channel. You have to use it sparingly, and use it sparingly with everything else. And if you're gonna get your music mastered, you don't want to over mix your music, or that means over EQ, because when it's being mastered, they're gonna add on more EQ to what you're adding on, so it's not gonna sound very good. Alright, and that's why we use EQ, to make things sound better. Alright, when you move these shapes, you get, as I said, you get different effects. Right now, let's move this up to this shape right here, and if you look up to your hint view, the hint bar, it says band 1, you know, and it tells you up there what you're on. Now right there is bass roll. Right now it's on high pass, and high pass, well, what I'm gonna call a bass roll off, and what every other engineer calls a bass roll off, really rolls off all of the bass. So I'm gonna play back this now. The bass, all of the bass went away when I moved it up there. Now, as I said, these shapes, these different settings, all of them have their own special use, and you can use them to get the greatest effects if you know what you're doing. Alright, now back to line. Alright, now, as I said, I'm not going to be using this EQ, but if you want to move up the frequencies up and down, you can use this. If you want to change up your bandwidth, like, say, I want you to turn up the bass some more. Alright, now, I could just carry this back to right here. So I want to turn the bass some more. I'm going to use 2 for this one. Now I can just bring up the frequency range of 2 and bandwidth. And when you're boosting up a sound, you use a wide bandwidth, and when you're cutting a sound, cut like that, you use a narrow bandwidth. And you're gonna have to just gauge that to your taste. Now, as I said, I'm just gonna show you an example. I just boost it up.